XRP holders, welcome back. And we're going to get this video out because I think it's necessary right now as we look at kind of where XRP is trending from a price perspective. There's a lot of FUD going around right now. And I want to kind of reiterate my stance in this video. And as it goes on, I want to talk about kind of the reason why 10,000 XRP were bought. Okay. And we're going to break down that story and talk about the future of XRP. Okay. So for those of you that are kind of going through the weekend and wondering, okay, what the heck is going on? I'm hoping to clarify some of this and resolve some of these issues and maybe thoughts that people are having, okay? And we're gonna get down into very shortly. But I do appreciate all my returning subscribers. XRP Army, you guys have been great, even before the SEC lawsuit. Always rocking with me here on the channel. So we will talk XRP every single day. It's one of my conviction plays out there in the crypto market. So happy to do so, and let's get it going. If you haven't done so, make sure you all hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and join us. And if you're following along on X, make sure you also do there as well. And let's get right into it. Okay, so the headline, 10,000 XRP. Okay, and the quote is, I took the risk and bought 10,000 XRP. We're going to talk about kind of what that means moving forward. And we're going to get into some FUD as well to kind of preface this video. This was just on X. I woke up and I read this one. If you would have invested $1,000 in XRP 7 years ago, you would have $1,000 today. Okay, dating back to May 31st, 2018, the price of XRP was $2.11. Okay, and that's pretty much as as factual as you can make it, but I don't think it tells the whole story, okay? Because back in 2018, as we look at kind of where XRP is at right here, right now, I'm going to pull this up for you guys as the market continues to bleed, but XRP holding true, only down 0.3%. But as we look at the trading view and we go back in time, okay, and we go back to 2018, okay, and kind of look at this, XRP was not anywhere near to where we saw it back in 2025 as we hit a $3.40 plus all-time high. Okay, so we did revisit that. That was kind of where we reclaimed all-time highs, but I think right now the storyline as we look at XRP trading below these moving averages, this is a potential where whether or not, and guys, this is not financial advice, just kind of my thoughts and sentiment involving my holdings, but I want to tell you about how I feel about this, where we're at right here, right now. And we're going to zoom in kind of on these moving averages because as you look at this trend line that I did draw, and it actually should be about right here, okay, this is how I view it. This going on right in this direction, anything below this blue line is kind of plus money. And what I mean by that is this is value. And this is just my personal opinion. It's not financial advice. I'll never tell you guys to buy or sell crypto. But with the trajectory that crypto has been on, with what we have coming in pro-regulation, with what we have coming in with the narratives, potentially within the Circle acquisition, the XRP ETFs, replacing the SWIFT banking system, none of that existed to the left side of this blue line, okay? Back in the previous all-time high for XRP years ago, before the SEC litigation, it was all speculation. And as it looks today, there really isn't anything that is causing this. This circle right here showing that I have just drawn. This is illustrated, and I wish I could just put the words up here for you guys so you could see it. This is one word. This is called tariff. All right. And I think that as we look at kind of the narrative for XRP moving forward, this line below this territory that we're trading in right now below this blue line, this is all value. This is why I've told you guys that I am buying XRP anytime that we sniff $2. I'm getting greedy because I might buy it right here and not wait till it actually hits $2. But as we hit that $2 support level, it's going to take a lot to make XRP fall below that. Now, there are some analysts out there, traders, expert traders, whatever you want to call them in the market, calling that, say, if XRP does drop below $2, that we will see a fall to $1.80, maybe even $1.65. I'm praying for that day because that is something that will allow me to take advantage of an XRP price point that we did not kind of capitalize, I think, me personally, in the way that I would have wanted to, just because of my positioning elsewhere in the market, okay? But yes, we were buyers of XRP at 40, 50, and 60 cents. That has kind of led us to kind of what we've seen as XRP over the last 365 days. I mean, just look at it for yourselves. Back on the July month of 2024, XRP was trading around 40 cents, okay? So this is a win. This is booking a win. This is all basically house money at this point. And if you do believe in XRP for the long haul, whether we're talking 40 cents or $4 XRP. It's all pretty much relative if you do align yourself with some of the longer term price outlooks for XRP. So please keep that in mind. Okay, so we are going to get into this article. I want to share with you guys kind of what this means. But first, if you are looking to do some trading, sign up today using my link down below. Start trading with BTCC. Spot and leverage trading available to most clients. Make sure you do your research and due diligence. But the exciting thing about this is 10% on your first time deposit, as well as you do get 40% in lower trading fees by using my link. This is where there's no VPN KYC necessary, up to 500x leverage, trusted exchange over 14 plus years in the industry. I'm not telling you guys to use it. Like I said, guys, I'll never tell you to buy or sell crypto, but if you do want to get involved, trade with me on BTCC. Links are down below. Make the switch. A lot of people have had some positive feedback that I have gotten in the comments from BTCC in their experience, okay? But back into this story, okay? And this is a person that we have highlighted before on the channel, but we talk about these words that will define XRP millionaire stories. And yes, that is kind of pom-pom, rah-rah. Me personally, if you watch my stuff, you know I don't align with that. I'm always going to be a glass half full. I'm not your typical YouTube influencer, whatever you want to call it. I just don't live my life that way. If there's clouds, we're not going to pump sunshine on a cloudy day. So if the market's doing shit, we're going to tell you guys it's doing shit. And anybody out there telling you else, you probably shouldn't be watching them just because it's not going to be any information that comes of any value, okay? But there is blood in the water. There's blood in the streets, and that's kind of where you see a lot of smart money come in and buy crypto. Now, the one thing I'll tell you before we get going is in my experience, right? And this is kind of where I guess you'd say my failing interest within crypto, the way that the ETFs, the way that the institutions, BlackRock, Grayscale, the governments have all had a role within cryptocurrency as of recent. Everybody says it's good. It's a great thing for crypto to have all of this increased adoption. Everybody's getting more involved. It's growing. It's spreading. The word is spreading. It's getting out there. That's all fine and dandy. But when we have turbulent water like we have right now, right? Donald Trump, for Trump Media, just bought hundreds of billions of Bitcoin, dollars in Bitcoin recently. Okay, they're raising funds to do so. Now, we have these tariff talks. The crypto market has dropped significantly as we look at kind of what we have going on with the overall market cap. And I will pull up the numbers here before we get going because this is relevant to what we're discussing. Okay, as I pull up coin market cap, you can see, guys, on your screen, the overall crypto market cap at 3.26 trillion. That is where we were at just a recent time ago. And that is kind of my break-even point, as I've told you guys. 3.26, we were stuck there for quite some time. But as we look at this, getting up as high as previously in the earlier part of May, all the way up almost a $3.6 trillion market cap, okay? We're back at this level that we were once at back all the way in the beginning of May before all of these pumps started happening. That kind of seems to be kind of the floor for the crypto market cap. But the reason why this is all relative to what we're doing here in the market is because the rich get richer when there's blood in the streets, okay? And it's not me telling you to go buy crypto, but it's something where you talk about, the age-old, it's cliche at best, but buying the dip, right? That strategy, that well-used term that we always hear if you do follow crypto, buy the dip, right? Everybody will tell you that, buy the dips. I'm not telling you to buy the dip, but I'm just going to explain what that means. That means when the entire cryptocurrency world, as we've seen here in the last 30 days, the overall market cap dropping from 3.6 trillion down to 3.2, as we look at kind of the big movers here, just for example, XRP, as we look at it, in the last month, XRP is down 3%. I don't really classify that a dip, but if we do look at it at 260, it's a lot more than that. Okay, so from the starting point, yes, it is. Okay, but if we want to really count off where we're at and want to measure it, we'll kind of look at it from that upper candle down to roughly where we're at right here, right now. We're down about 20%, give or take. Okay, that is a dip. Now, that's kind of why this blue line is illustrated here on your screen, because that is where the rich come in. And we're buying, selling crypto, paying capital gains tax, yada, 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 all that good stuff. And the rich come in and really just maximize in the fact that they can take these risks. They can take on more risks. They can take on bad trading environments. Because what is the most common mistake I think crypto traders make? We buy at the top. We buy when there's FOMO, when everybody's buying, when everybody else is buying. But this is kind of what we've seen time and time again, and why I'm half full when I talk about the glass. My sentiment when it relates to cryptocurrency is because as we have these dips, we have tariff manipulation happening within the marketplace. It's allowing the rich to get richer. So we're down 20% in the last 17 days, like I'm showing you guys on the trading view. This is where the BlackRocks and the grayscales of the world, the millionaires, the billionaires come in, and they're scooping up XRP. It's just plain and cut and dry. And for me, guys, in my personal investment strategy, and it's not financial advice, I'm going to keep reiterating that stance because everybody has different positions in the market and what they can do with their own capital. But XRP around $2 is a risk that I cannot afford to miss on, okay? If I want to put $100,000 in XRP and it falls to $1, I am happy to lose $50,000 in capital and hold, kind of stuck in that trade, just on the premise that if XRP would ever get to these price predictions that we're talking about, even the $9, $10 price predictions, let alone the $10,000 XRP price predictions that myself personally, I find to be far-fetched. But if that were to happen and take place, I could not live with myself if I missed out on an opportunity, okay? Just how I feel about it. But back into this article, we're not going to kind of spend too much time on my rants, but Eduardo Farina, we've talked about him a lot here on the channel. We featured some of his content, and we're going to do that again as we look at kind of the picture that he's looking to paint for XRP investors to achieve the wealth that they dream of from holding XRP. Now, this is something where you look into how stories of people who sold their car to buy 10,000 XRP, talking about people having been lucky to get into XRP early. But the broader picture that he's trying to paint here is that when skepticism is high, compounded by the asset's periodic poor performance, this is where the toll it took on investors to enter, this is something where it has been the early sacrifices that tell the whole story. Now, this is where we look into a lot of XRP Army and their price predictions, right? We talked about $10, $100, $1,000, even $10,000 that some people talk about if we look at that transactional volume count coming in from replacing the SWIFT banking system. But it's frustrating, right? We're crypto traders, we're human. We want kind of results now. It's kind of a what have you done for me lately type of society. And psychologically, that is what is killing the crypto communities, okay? That's just my personal opinion, the frustration that we have. But now, as XRP looks to weather this storm, he goes into talking about how 10,000 XRP could make one rich if we were to reach $100 or more, creating XRP millionaires, okay? A lot of people will believe in that, but not echo that same conviction because we've heard it time and time again. But the whole narrative, Bitcoin versus XRP, I talked about this in a tweet yesterday, and it's something where I'm reading either some Bitcoin maxi basically saying, I'm selling all of my XRP to buy Bitcoin. Some XRP community member, I'm selling all of my Bitcoin to buy XRP. I've never had more conviction in my life. They both can win. They both can win. And any kind of person out there that does doubt Bitcoin, I understand some of the flaws, but every crypto has their flaws. And as Bitcoin at one point in time was trading at around $500, we balked at it. We laughed at it. Okay. Now who's doing the laughing as Bitcoin trades over $100,000? Okay. Scarcity is a different conversation that does not really apply to the XRP faithful, but it is relevant. And that's where we're looking into kind of not 2025, 2035 and beyond, within all the dominoes aligning and falling the way that they should. Like I told you guys earlier on in this video, XRP is a digital asset that, simply put, myself, Mark, I cannot afford to miss out on it, okay? Not everyone will feel that way. It's okay that if you don't like XRP, this is not a combative discussion. This is not a rant talking about the last chance to buy XRP. You'll never get that here on the channel, but this is something where, despite kind of the shortfalls and the shortcomings, and then not the immediate price impact that we're feeling on the charts, right? And that narrative right here as we look at X, it's the same price it was back in 2018. Okay. I'm unfazed by that. I believe in the long-term direction of XRP. And simply put, as we look at kind of what Edward Farina has said, he took the risk and bought 10,000 XRP, okay? And that's kind of where we're at right here today. So those are my thoughts and comments. Appreciate you all giving me a couple minutes of your time. A little bit longer of a video, and I do apologize. I'm trying to shorten these up, but I kind of get going, and really when I start speaking kind of just, you know, from personal experience and from the heart, it just kind of some odd way just keeps on going. So it is what it is, but I appreciate you guys that did stick around to the end of the video. Make sure you all hit that like button before you exit. Appreciate it, you all my returning subscribers. Really does mean the world. And if you do want to start trading on BTCC, check out that link down below. Get started trading today if it's right for you and you read their terms and conditions. Okay. Appreciate it. We'll see you guys all tomorrow. Have a great weekend. Let's hopefully turn this thing around. Let's get green. And yeah, looking forward to it. So peace.